But I have a fear, because it has been happening now. We should run away from having too much of these earmarked taxes. We have church fund, we have police fund, we have ASSESMENT. Very soon we shall be having disaster tax. No, it's true. Honestly. And it does not make room for good planning. So I think we should try and run away from that kind of something. In respect of whether there is consolidation or not, taxation is by representation. If you want to collect my money, you should be able to listen to what I want to say on that policy, on that law. So please, I support the fact that we should have representation, consultation, whenever we are having any tax issues. In other climes, especially in civilized, we are civilized, more civilized clients. I think we usually hear that they have high level of compliance. You know, it's not just because they did not plan it. They usually plan, that kind of level of compliance. And how do they really achieve it? Is by moving deliberately from a direct taxation to indirect taxation. And that this is what we should use our tax system to achieve. We usually shout that our men or our big people are not paying taxes. But how do we bring them to tax? It's by this issue of indirect taxation. Yes, there was an increment in VAT rates from 5% to 7.5%. But there should have been concurrent decrease in direct taxation, like CIT, like personal income tax. This should have assisted the system a lot, because the taxpayer needs to really be appreciated from time to time. I listened to Mr. Orosho, and he said he made a relation to the tax appeal tribunal and whatever. I don't want to talk much on that. But let me say, as Mr. Alatoye will agree with me, that there is no impediment in tax law, especially when it comes to taxation. So I will stop there. My last point is that we should endeavor to compile all these amendments as we go ahead. Maybe we should make it a point of duty every 3 years. We should endeavor to compile this amendment. Thank you very much. Just one more thing, please. The issue of Nigeria Revenue Service will have been a wonderful thing if we have all these customs, FRS, and whatever under one umbrella. Are you with me? Under one umbrella. But now that we are still shying from that one, there should be synergy between FRS and other revenue authorities. Thank you very much.
Please, let's put our hands together for Pastor Andres Quadri. Thank you. Let me yield the floor to Deputy Vice President for a word from me.
The chairman of the session, the eminent scholars, presenters, I just want to appreciate all of you and the district for this wonderful exercise. Finance Act, no matter its shortcoming, we should acknowledge that it's a good thing to tax administration and tax practice. Issue of consultation, we should bear in mind that government has an objective, and no matter how excellent, no matter the argument you may profile, if that your argument will not derive the objective, it will not go. Chief Padebo and Madam Esri will understand that you can advise government. At the end, they will pick the one they want. So when we are saying consultation, there are consultations. Even when I was in service, you would do technical sessions and profile all the necessary arguments, it would be taken to the next level. And from, chairman to Attorney General and to the National Assembly, at any of these places, anything can happen. So it's not the number of years you spend consulting that matters, but the person who will take decision on it. Again, that's a difficult field, to be sincere. Difficult in the sense that nobody wants to pay it, but it's their political will from top, middle, and down. And we'll all be talking about Section 19. Yes, it was amended. The amendment is in good faith, but those who inserted it during the military also have a good argument. How can you be distributing money among your shareholders and you are not paying tax? So but the amendment now has tried to isolate, the conditions under which it will be applicable, which is a good thing. So we need to agree on this EPZ, free trade zone. EPZ, the amendment was a very worthwhile because there are a lot of abuses. Those who claim that a free trade zone, they will have operating in custom territory, they will have one reason or the other. Some of them are not even licensed. They say they are in free trade. If you go there, it's grass that occupies everywhere. So when you render returns, if you are entitled to that relief, you will get it. But if you are not entitled, the returns you will render, will bring you into the tax net. So to summarize without taking much of your time, there's no way on tax matters, even within CITI Council, that all of us will agree on one thing. Constitution. If we bring our constitution today and assemble 2 senior advocates of Nigeria, they can never agree on it. If we bring 2 or 3 lawyers on our constitutions, they can never agree even 50% of what is there. So, our way forward is that while this Finance Act is good, we should consult the key stakeholders and leave the rest for government, to take their decision on the basis of what they need. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, my DVP. Let me quickly recognize the zonal coordinator, Haji Mohammed Sali, to give us one word before I come to the council.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I stand on the existing protocol. Mine is just a good felicitation from FIRS. I wish on behalf of the management of FIRS to thank the council, the district, one for inviting us to this occasion. We were with them last year when they did the same thing. We had a walk with them last year. This year, for some reasons, we were not able to join them at the walk. But I know they joined us in our office just about 2 days or a day ago, right, madam? Yes. And even though I was not there, my deputy was there to welcome them. We, CITN and FRS are 6 and 8, they call it, or 6 and 7, 5 and 6, or 1 and 2, or whatever you call it. We are partners in progress. You cannot avoid us. Because without mincing word, I would say FRS has the biggest number of CITN members. Yes, I can say that without fear of contradiction. It's either CITN, student CITN members, or the associate members, or the fellows. We have the biggest number, no doubt about it, because we encourage our staff. As soon as they come into the service, even the new ones, we make sure they register for CITN and they begin to take these courses. Because it's a kind of push our staff to get to the ground and know what taxation is all about. The other issue I want to clarify is this Finance Act, unlike what the last presenter said, Finance Act is not wholly in the custody of FRS. I'm sure Mr. Pedago has been part and parcel of our Finance Act procedures. We try as much as we can in FRS to push what we can push. But like Mr. Howard said, he was with us throughout this few years ago when we started this Finance Act process. We try as much as possible to push some of these things. But you know, we're not the policy makers. Federal Ministry of Finance is the policy advisor of FRS. And what we do is we are just one of the 3 tripods. So we try to do our own part and we leave the others. Whatever you put there is not by force that the National Assembly will approve, or that even your policy makers will send to the National Assembly. So these few words, I will thank all of you for being with us. I will thank the paper presenters for delving seriously into these papers. It's helping us, that's the tax administrators, to see where we should focus our listening on henceforth. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. And finally, the people's man, you have 30 seconds.
The paper presenters and my bonds. The paper presenters.
10 seconds have gone.
First of all, caveat, Professor Godino Yudoko said I'll be asking questions on behalf of others. So let me apologize in case my question does not cover what you have in mind. I apologize. I really want to thank everybody for a well-researched and well-presented paper on Finance Act. Finance Act, I would like to lend my voice to other people, my past president and doyen of the district, on the fact that Finance Act is one of the best things that has happened to us in this country. Looking at the fact that we cannot look into most of these acts that we have to holistically make amendments or correction, and this provides the opportunity to do that. When we talk about things that are in Finance Act, a lot of us think it has to be, most often times, it has to be for taxpayers. So what I'm about to say might not be a popular opinion, but it's, when we're looking at the Finance Act, it's a way to better how things are done, and in terms of as it relates to the administration of tax or as it affects the taxpayers. I'm happy when Madam Esiri was talking and where she highlighted the fact that she's part of the team that is putting this together. And there's something she said. She talked about the gap that was identified in the area of the informal sector, right? And I want to believe that this gap, because if you have identified this gap, this is one of the best things that will happen during the course of the work. Now, identifying this gap, what solution, have you preferred or to advise the government on how to really block this gap? I want to believe that one of the things that probably you must have discussed is what gave rise to the government exempting small business owners with turnover of less than 25 million from VAT and from CIT. Now, the point there is this: that provision of the Act is to encourage small and medium business owners, if I'm correct. But I see it as like the government giving national cake, like some people want to have a chunk of the national cake, because I tell you, some of these medium-sized businesses they'll take VAT, but they do not remit it because we believe that they fall into the below 25 million naira mark. So what is my suggestion, so that probably when you're looking at it and you're going forward, my suggestion is this: because we have seen that these are the people who are supposed to drive the economy, and if they're to drive the economy, we expect that over time they're going to move from less than 25 million to above 25 million, and they move to medium size. Now, this incentive that the government is given, it should be given in such a way that it provides opportunity for government to collect data about them. And how is that supposed to be done? If you are telling the medium scale enterprise that we're going to exempt you from CIT, we're going to exempt you from VAT, but it should be with a proviso that you must fill a certain form that will allow them to be able to extract information about them so that the government can use it for further analysis. So thank you very much. Let me stop there so that
that came back to clarify the issues around the excess dividend tax and not to eradicate, like somebody mentioned. And then for the small companies that Yemi was talking about, of course, if you look at the profile of our collection, how much have we collected in the last 10 years from those 25 million people? They are just more or less negligible according to records from FRS. And so they are just, so they are not, not that I'm saying they are not really relevant, but in terms of the quantum and meeting the target, you know, they are more or less taking the time of those who should focus on what should be collected. If you look at other countries, the bulk of the people that pay the taxes are not more than 20% of the population. So if you are not devoting the rest of your time to the 80% that are not contributing, then you are wasting your time. Thank you so very much.
Zaina, please come over. This round of applause for our speakers. And we'll be making this presentation to our paper presenter, Mrs. Siri Agui. A round of applause for our speakers.
To present this to you on behalf of CITL Lagos and District Society in recognition of your contributions to the tax profession. Thank you.
While she's still standing, let me invite Mr. Albert Folorunsho CTS.
On behalf of Lagos and District Society of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, we present this to you in appreciation of your contributions to the tax profession. Thank you.
And the other one,
on behalf of CITN Lagos and District Society, we present this to you in recognition of your good work. Keep it up. Thank you.
On behalf of the chairman, Lagos and Society, we want to really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we sincerely believe that when next we invite you, we will really come to our service. In recognition of our presentation today, we give you this.
Professor Godwin Oyedepo.
Each time I look at this gentleman, I say, this is Iggy way. Because he's FCA, FCTI, PDP, everything. As far as accounting, taxation, management is concerned. Please put your hands together. On behalf of Lagos and District Society or CITN, I present this to you. Thank you very much.
Okay, Riggs.
Start by thanking our God for making it possible for this day to come to pass. It's a day that we've been planning for long. Today, as I said, is the grand finale. Started this 3 days ago by a walk. I also want to thank the presidency for gracing this occasion for us, starting from our president, the deputy vice president who is here, and other council members that has already been introduced earlier. We appreciate them all for being here. Our day, we will not stop to thank you at all times. Thank you so much, Prince Pedro, for honoring our invitation to be here. For our facilitators, we thank you all, starting from the chairman of the session, Professor Olebund, Alhaji Aziz. Don't be on our way himself. Everyone has already appreciated what you are doing. Then we don't forget Mrs. Ezra and Ulade, who is online. We appreciate you all for being here. A special guest, the state coordinator of the East Alhaji. So thank you so much for being here with us. Them simply in absentia, we so much appreciate you. And the past chairmen for being here, we say thank you so much for all the past chairmen that are here. Thank you so much. Let's go through something from here again. With the past chairman, Olumutoye, Kendall, and all of you all, we appreciate you all for being here.